I've been taking profits on certain large cap altcoins to move my money into other large cap and mid cap coins, because right now I think we're about to see a major event take place in crypto, and this could happen at any moment. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the different coins that I've been taking profits on and why I've been doing it. We're also going to be looking at certain mid cap and other large cap coins that are still sat at really good value and show some really perfect chart setups that could give us very good entries into some potentially very profitable coins. Without further ado, hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, before we go and understand exactly why I've been starting to make these moves, because it should make a lot of sense, and which coins I've been selling to buy into others, just a quick disclaimer. Nothing I say in this video is financial advice. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. If you wish to invest in crypto, you do so at your own risk, and you should understand that trading crypto, NFTs, or anything else is risky. You can lose money, so make sure that you do not use money that you can't afford to lose. Now that we got that out of the way, let's crack on with it. Now guys, before we dive in and start to look at the different coins and things like that, why are we making this move and why right now? Well, because we're at a major turning point in crypto and it is just about to happen, in my opinion. You see, if you look into this Ethereum chart, you can see that Ethereum is running into a major area of resistance, one that it's been bashing up against for the last 4 years. Whenever this breaks, it's going to signal major risk on across the crypto markets. And we're starting to see the very early stages of this right now. You see, this brings us into the path to altcoin season. You've probably seen this before if you subscribe to the channel, but we have Bitcoin running up first. We then see Ethereum starting to outperform Bitcoin. Just so you know, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin stops going up. It just means that Ethereum starts to go up faster than Bitcoin. We've been seeing this happen over the last few weeks. And then what we start to see is money trickling into certain larger cap coins. Now you're going to start to understand why I'm taking profits there, and then moving into the other large caps and mid caps that start to benefit from the flow of money out of Ethereum and Bitcoin when the market gets more bullish. And the market is very close to getting a lot more bullish as soon as Ethereum breaks from here. So how do we know we're deep in phase 2? Well, not only is Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin in price, but if you jump across to these diagrams from CryptoQuant, you can see that the trading volume for Ethereum is now bigger than it is for Bitcoin. Every single day right now, more people are paying more money to trade Ethereum than they are Bitcoin. And this means institutions and smart money is heavily involved in investing in Ethereum. It triggers the next phase. The next move is now imminent. But remember, in order to see the best gains in crypto, you must position yourself ahead of this move. Here's why. If we jump across to Ethereum, what we can see is this. The height of this chart pattern basically indicates where Ethereum could potentially end up by the top of this bull market. Right now, you can see that from today's price, that would take us to approximately 115% up. And this is exactly why I've been taking profits on certain coins to move it into others. You see, I've been holding some Ethereum, and what I've started to do is sell a lot of Ethereum because I've been buying it down at these lows before, and in fact I've been holding Ethereum for quite some time before that. So since I'm already up on my Ethereum over the last sort of few months, now I have a lot more money to play with to put into other coins, because I don't want to just wait around for 2x during the most exciting, most degenerate bullish part of the bull market, which is what happens next. I want to be able to have more exposure to more risk because we're going more risk on. So yes, I still hold some Ethereum, but I basically have started to take profits from the Ethereum that I put in down here, and then I'm going to move it into other coins. Now, which other coins have I started to take profits on, and why? Well, if we jump back to the path to altcoin season, we must pay attention to money is starting to trickle into certain large caps, and certain buy-ups have been happening. So the coins that I've been holding that have seen a lot of that money coming into them, I've also been taking profits on. And this is the major one. I still hold it, but I've been taking some profits on Pengu. Why? Because I got some money into Pengu down in and around here. Okay. And since then, it's gone up 400%. It's basically a 5x. Okay. So now, basically, while I think Pengu does continue to go up, because it's a meme coin and they're one of the biggest IPs in the world and it's got a really passionate community and real world value or whatever you want to say about it, really, I don't know how much higher this is going to go up compared to other coins. And this is the reason why. Completely unemotional logic. Jump across to lunacrush.com. It shows you the price of Pengu over time And you can see that it's been going up a lot. This green line shows you that. Now, what you can see as well over on Lunar Crush, which is a free website, is you can click on engagements and mentions. And what you can notice is the number of mentions on Twitter right now is at all-time high. And the engagement is also starting to follow along with it. If everybody is already talking about it, everybody has already heard about it, that means that there's not that many more people who are not yet in this coin who want to get into it. This is an indicator for me that maybe it's time to start taking some profits because the upside potential isn't what it was when I got into it in the summer. It doesn't mean that I sell my complete position, but it means that I can take some good profits because a lot of other coins are yet to do anything. Many other coins are still waiting for phase 3. They didn't benefit from this phase overlap, you see? So here we are. If we jump back to the chart, we've got an opportunity to get into other coins that look like Pengu did back here. You see, Pengu had an amazing rally up. And if you made money on Pengu, congratulations. If you still like it and you want to hold it forevermore, be my guest. Okay, I'm just telling you, for entertainment purposes only, what I am personally doing. As you can see, Pengu puts in a sort of double bottom pattern, okay? Double bottom pattern like this. Other double bottom patterns look like this. Other ones look like this. And all of these ultimately have a pretty similar result. Once they start to get back up towards this neckline, which is across here, they will usually come back to retest it for support, which is around here. Then you get the opportunity to usually see the expansion phase. This is where most of the opportunity and most of the money is made, because under here it's a little bit riskier, it's a little bit more difficult, but taking money from coins that are up here to move it to coins down here is a no-brainer. Now I get it, some people will be down below being like, I can't believe you're selling Pengu, I'm unfollowing you, you're an idiot, you don't know anything. That's fine, okay? The more coins go up, the more money you make in them, the more emotionally attached you get to them because of confirmation bias and all of that good stuff. But as someone who's been in these markets for a while, I'm not emotional. I try to do things as logically as possible because I know what these markets do. I know where the path to altcoin season leads, and I want to prepare for it by being positioned in the right place first. So I've taken some money from Ethereum, taken some money from Pengu, and I will eventually start to take some money from Sui, but not just yet. Sui right now has broken this double bottom pattern. Yes, it's quite high up, but unlike Pengu, it didn't go down and then all the way up to kind of current all-time highs. So Sui for me still has some good upside in it before I'm looking to take some profits. Bearing in mind that I originally got into Sui down here at around $1.10 back in September of last year, where I sold all of my Solana to buy Sui. Around that time, everyone was calling me a complete idiot for that move. That's absolutely fine. Everyone had been making a lot of money in Solana, like I had. I bought it at $8, I sold it at $145. I then moved my money into Sui, and I've made the most of this next move up. Really, this is where some of the best opportunity lies, in my opinion, if you're able to identify the charts and see where these double bottom patterns are about to break. Sui is literally just breaking its double bottom pattern now. What else is going on? If we jump across to Solana, you can see double bottom pattern here, but really Solana already pretty big market cap. It's already seen some of the biggest growth across all of crypto since the bottom of the bear market, okay? Had a pretty early run up because it had a lot of kind of space to recover from after the end of the FTX crash and all of that stuff. So where am I moving my money? What am I looking into in terms of opportunities? Well, there's a huge range of different coins that you could look into, and I'm just going to show you a variety of ones that I've been looking at personally so that you can either look at them yourself or just go and look at others out there that have very similar setups, because there are tons of coins right now that have very similar setups to this. Casper, a coin that I've never been particularly excited by. Right now, double bottom pattern. Absolutely perfect, okay? Eventually, it's going to break this trend. It's going to go back up towards these highs, okay? Most coins out there will. Therefore, it makes sense to get out of the coins that are up into this zone before these kind of pullbacks occur so that you can get into other coins and miss out on this kind of chop forevermore. So what I wanted to do is identify key narratives where we have kind of mid-cap, smaller, large-cap coins that are still going to see some good upside in the next moves. And here's one that's already capturing some of that excitement, but still way below lows previously seen back in kind of the mini bull markets of 2024. This is Epic, which is 65 mil market cap, a real world asset coin, and in fact is the smallest real world asset coin on Binance. Think about Ondo Finance right now. It's worth around $3 billion, which is significantly bigger than what Epic is. Now, Epic is revolutionizing real-world asset tokenization. Okay, it's allowing different companies to build tokenized assets on-chain. Epic's already partnered with a huge range of different companies in sport, in DeFi, in various other collectibles, and a huge range of different areas. It's already got a massive community of like 500,000 people, but most importantly is EVM compatible. Now, this is really important for me as Ethereum looks to break out of its current pattern. EVM is Ethereum virtual machine. Anything that's compatible with Ethereum should benefit a lot from the growth of the Ethereum ecosystem, in my opinion. And that's perhaps why we're starting to see big volumes returning to Epic. If you look at Epic right now, the volume is around $33 million per day, with the market cap around 65 million. Just the other day, we saw a huge surge in price, but fortunately, we've had a nice little pullback towards this area here. Now, what I told you about double bottoms coming in all different shapes and sizes, this is the neckline here. You can see the Epic had a bottom here and then another bottom and has now pushed back up to its neckline. This, therefore, makes it a reasonable break and retest of that previous resistance, and right now I expect Epic to continue on its way. Now, this is dependent on when Ethereum breaks out of that pattern, but let's say it happens tomorrow when we have an FOMC meeting. You're going to see a lot of coins pushing out of these kind of trading patterns, in my opinion. Obviously, go and do your own research. Now, where does Epic go in this bull market? Well, it's already on Binance and other major exchanges. It means that lots of retail and everyone can come and enter into it. It's already pretty undervalued when you compare it to other major real-world asset tokens out there. Sort of anyone's guess. But looking at how it's performed during phases where real-world assets were very popular, like back in 2024, when we saw BlackRock releasing an article about tokenization of assets, I kind of want exposure to this one. And let me just show you. I'm going to go across the board and just show you a bunch of different charts here. This is WorldCoin. You can see that when it initially came out, it peaked all the way up to here back in March 2024. We saw real-world asset coins and AI coins having explosive moves around then. Since then, WorldCoin came back, it put it in a high in December, and then it cooled off and is now putting in that double bottom pattern. For me, these double bottom patterns are pretty damn bullish, and if you can get in somewhere in and around the double bottom pattern, either underneath it or once it's broken the neckline and retest for push higher, it seems like a reasonable bet, particularly as the co-founder of WorldCoin is Sam Altman. He's the co-founder of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. They're now building a social media platform to rival that of Twitter, which has been integrated with ChatGPT. WorldCoin have been building a proof of humanity protocol. In order to use this, you basically have to scan your retinas, and from that, you'll get a digital ID. This is in the future when AIs and everything are trying to hack us, and to be able to prove that you're a real human, you will need something like this. So if AI is to grow to sort of crazy levels, it makes sense that proof of humanity is necessary, and in my opinion, it makes sense to invest in a company around $1 billion valuation that is co-founded by one of the most influential men on the planet right now, Sam Altman. Now, how high does this go? I think that this could absolutely make or break during this bull market ahead. If OpenAI are able to launch a successful new platform and WorldCoin becomes the payment medium for this new platform, this could absolutely blow up. If, however, for whatever reason, they launch this new platform and it doesn't do very well, obviously you've got Grok integrated in Twitter, maybe, who knows? But in my opinion, I want to be able to access the potential gains that come from a project like this. And it's already onboarded around 13 million users. They've started to roll out these various flagship stores around the world where you can go and scan your retinas. I know people don't like this as a concept, but really it's not taking your name or details or anything like that. It's just using your physical identity and attaching it to a wallet address so that you can pay in the future just by scanning your irises. Now, where else? A coin that I've not looked at for a while and one that I actually don't hold, but I just want to show you the chart setup because this chart setup is pretty much what you're going to see everywhere. They come in all different shapes and sizes, these double bottoms, and as you can see from Jupiter, which is a DEX on Solana, that we have our perfect little double bottom down there. Now, as you can see, we dropped aggressively into it. We're now starting to build out of it. If we're to go to a daily chart, you can see that we have a nice kind of break and retest of this area through here. Now, obviously, it's not quite that clean, but we come back to retest it. We're now starting to move higher. If this bull market breaks, not only will Ethereum start to run hot, you will likely see Solana running quite nicely as well, and Jupiter, a decentralized exchange that a lot of different Solana tokens are traded on, will blow up. There's a huge amount of money and volume in Solana right now, and a lot of that volume is people trading on dexes. Okay, we're starting to see a lot of meme coins that will blow up as well, starting to see NFTs coming about. I actually made a video on NFTs on my other YouTube channel, The School of Crypto, just yesterday. If you want to understand why NFTs are blowing up right now and why they can potentially offer some really good gains, if you're able to identify the right ones, then check out that video after this one. So Jupiter looks good. You can see it's just all about finding these double bottom patterns. And if you jump across to Say, here's what we start to see from these double bottom breakouts. Now, as you can see on Say, we don't quite have a double bottom pattern. In fact, it comes in this kind of like jaggedy edge form, and eventually is likely going to start pushing up like this. How about Aether? You can see the Aether's double bottom pattern is far more drawn out, okay? It's got a big kind of like W that's going to end up forming like this. Now, it's a coin that I've personally been buying into a lot in this area and this area. And it's one that I continued to buy into whenever I've got opportunity to, because I think that there's still a huge amount of upside for a company that's valued at like 390 million, but is making $130 million per year in one of the most in-demand areas of the market, which is AI compute. Now, guys, there's so much information to cover on these different altcoins, but ultimately, I'm looking to larger mid-cap coins to be moving some of these gains to. Your question that I know you're asking is, but I'm holding this coin and that coin, and they don't have these double bottoms. If it's for a smaller cap coin right now, or a coin that's slightly newer, I wouldn't be too concerned. Some of these coins may have very flat kind of like levels like this, but in the smaller cap realm, I'm not expecting to see them get running until this sort of phase, okay? Here you will start to see phase overlap where you'll see some mid-cap and smaller cap coins pumping, but when it gets to here, almost everything will start to run hot, at which time it makes sense to have just held into some of the smaller caps and move the money down the path to altcoin season, in my opinion. This is what I will share with you, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so that over time you can see where I'm moving my money and why I'm doing it in that direction. Okay, we are moving in a risk-on environment. That's why there are now huge amounts of institutional money trading Ethereum and not Bitcoin. The next move is larger caps. What I've been doing simply is taking my money from these larger caps that have run early to move into these, okay? Because that, to me, makes sense. It might be completely the wrong move, okay? I don't think it is. Just off my experience, what happened in the past few cycles. And right now, we're just seeing a very similar cycle to what we've seen before. It's been a little slower getting going, which is great, okay, because it's given us a bit more time to learn and build up to this point. But ultimately, we are just ready to see the top of this bull market come in sometime around November, December of this year. And we just want to build up towards it, moving our money, starting to take profits when it's suitable to do so. Obviously, this is a higher risk strategy. So if you are looking to get more risk, more exposure, fine. If you are happy to just hold Ethereum for another 2x, do what you wish. Now, guys, if you want to go and buy different mid-cap, small-cap coins, not just the larger cap coins, then you have to do it on exchanges that are not necessarily Coinbase and Binance, because those exchanges are very difficult for new projects to get on. So if you want to access those other projects, then I highly recommend that you use any one of the 3 exchanges down below, or in fact sign up for all 3, because if you have all 3, you're going to be able to access every different coin pretty much that I talk about. The 3 down below are BloFin, Bitunix, and WEEX. These 3 exchanges come without the requirement to use KYC, so depending on where you are in the world, that might be beneficial. Also, it means that you can access a huge range of different altcoins with much lower fees than you might have experienced over on the likes of Coinbase. Obviously, before you go and trade different cryptos, make sure you go and do your own research into them and understand where the value lies. If you want to go and understand more about different mid-caps and other larger cap coins that I'm personally buying, then make sure you subscribe to the House of Crypto, and as well go and check out the School of Crypto to start getting more education in the space. Just a bit of insight, this is my own personal portfolio right now. I've been taking some money from the large caps. I've been buying into various mid-cap coins here, okay? The likes of Pal AI, the likes of Heart, the likes of WorldCoin. I've also been buying into the likes of Aptos, some money into Quai, Borg, Aether, okay? And then soon I'll be out of the likes of Ethereum, and I'll look to find exits on any coins that have been pumping like crazy, okay? Like Pengu, right? And then as time goes on, I'll go down the risk curve towards the smaller caps like the NLCs, the Medicades, the Lingos, and others. So just to keep you in the loop, this is what I've been doing. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Go down below, leave a comment on this video. Make sure you share it with your friends and family, on anyone you bring into crypto, so that they can understand a little bit more about what's going on in the space. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.